Coast Salish Territory, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, January the 11th, 2013. Hashtag idlenomore, hashtag J11, Vancouver City Hall, North Side. The large gathering manifests a clear and powerful new narrative, a narrative resonating with people around the world and here on Coast Salish Territory, Vancouver City Hall. At the center of idlenomore vision is Indigenous ways of knowing, rooted in Indigenous sovereignty to protect water, air, land, and all creation for future generations. Its message has exploded on new and social media with flash mobs, electronic town halls, face-to-face organizing, and on-the-ground rallies. Many here had began with a noon event at the Native Education Center near Main Street and East 5th Avenue, over a kilometre away. The meet and greet began an hour later with a long lineup of speakers and performers. Among the memorable, Ta'Kaiya Blaney.
We've been putting up with so much for so long. And now, today, we're saying no more. Because we will idle no more. So I will do my part to fix the broken and give back what was taken. One for the dawn of a new day. Calling out to each and every person. Join me in your revolution. I'm calling out to each and every nation. Join me in Earth revolution. We are Earth Revolution and we are idle no more. Yep. Share it. Thank you.
Hello and greetings everybody, my name is Deo Justoguate. In the Mohawk language that means one who causes the stars to be bright, and this name has been passed down to me from my matrilineal side, and I'm a member of the Mohawk clan under the Degarli Hoke of chieftainship from Six Nations territory. I learned my stories in the same way that my mother and my grandparents before me did. I sat underneath the table while the old people were talking. Whenever you have anger for those people who do not understand us, remember that they're our brothers. And sometimes when we have a relationship with siblings, we can have anger for them, but we also recognize that we need to remind them of teachings, because we all have the same mother and we all have the same father. And those parents that are ours, they gave us the same teachings, and sometimes siblings, you know, older siblings and younger siblings, they remind each other of those teachings that their parents gave them. And so that's our responsibility when we're standing here today, is to simply remind and always have great peace, power, and righteousness in our mind for those people, our brothers.
We're gonna hand out some bannock. If you guys could just make room for them in essence of the fast.
We have lots to share, and we always share with the people. But
Fueled by artists and activists, the internet and social media are catalysts for Idle No More, started in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan by 4 women. They sparked the fire engulfing Prime Minister Stephen Harper's government's omnibus legislation, affecting not only First Nations people, but all of Canada's citizens, lands, and water.
I'm not taking much time today, and I'm going to pass it over to Grand Chief Stuart Phillip. Yay!
I want to thank all of our dear friends and neighbors from other parts of the world and from other families for being here. So we all know this is about human rights, about human dignity. We know it's about the humanitarian crisis in Indigenous communities in this country. We know that it's the $650 billion worth of mega projects, big industry and big oil that the Harper government is attempting to ram through at the expense of the impact on our homelands, the environment, the water, and all living things. And we represent the thin green line between that economic greed and devastation and protecting and defending Mother Earth. That's what's brought us together. That's what will keep us together. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Why live, live.
Metis leader Louis Riel stated in 1885 that his people will sleep for 100 years, but upon wakening, it will be the artist who will be giving them their spirit. Today, that spirit is seen in the performance of Chief Rock Sino General and dancers.
Support to it.
Idle No More's focus is on grassroots voices, treaties, and sovereignty. It began early October 2012 when the 4 women held rallies and teach-ins to generate discussion and provide information. All good times come to an end. Coast Salish singers and drummers performed a farewell song. The goal of Idle No More movement is education and revitalization of Indigenous peoples through awareness and empowerment. Idle No More is galvanizing its support and building bridges to immigrant and settler groups. Harsha Walia explains.
I'm here in support of Idle No More. I'm an immigrant to Canada. I came here approximately 10 years ago. I'm here as a South Asian immigrant, as a woman of color, to stand in support of Indigenous rights and support of Indigenous sovereignty. And I'm here with a group of other immigrants to say that we support Idle No More and Indigenous self-determination across Turtle Island. I think Idle No More is incredibly inspiring. I think it's a really important movement for everybody to support, including immigrants. And so I think for immigrant communities, there's a lot of responsibility that we need to have as sisters and brothers in this struggle, as people of color fighting racism, fighting colonialism, and to really take up our end of the responsibility to fight settler colonialism. And I think this is a really important struggle for people who come from all across this globe and across this planet to these lands to really identify with the struggle here and to lend our support to it.
Immediately after the hashtag Idle No More, hashtag J11, Vancouver City Hall rally ended, an enthusiastic group held a session of drumming and chanting in front of the Broadway and Cambie train station. Others headed downtown to rally at a local television station. If the day is a sign of enthusiasm and staying power, the future holds much promise for Idle No More. In December of last year, Idle No More called for a Canada-wide National Day of Solidarity and Resurgence. Many Canadians did show solidarity with Indigenous people, asserting inherent rights and nationhood in protecting the land, air, and water for all Canadians. On January 28th, Idle No More is calling for a World Day of Action. For more, go to www.idlenomore.ca. Reporting for W2TV, I'm Sid, Immigrant Settler 10, on Coast Salish territory, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
W2TV.